Welcome to another edition of International Soccer Break. I'm your host, Sahil. We'll be covering the Milan Derby that happened this weekend, and to help me with that are the boys, Rahi and Roy. So, guys, this one was a little blue.
Oh man, it's very blue. It's very disappointing. I was so excited. Yeah, I'm feeling blue. I was gonna wear my Milan shirt and I couldn't because you can't wear a shirt after a 5-1 defeat in a derby like that. It was embarrassing.
I do every time there's a Galaxy game. I'm always wearing my every time I wear my Galaxy jersey, it's after a loss, which is every week. So
I didn't know Henry Mkhitaryan was still such a prolific player, man.
Dude,
I thought he retired a while back, but he was looking
the
solid.
Armenian giant.
Kim
Kardashian should support. Do you think the Kardashians support Inter for that reason? I'm not sure. They should.
They should. They 100% should. But yeah, our American contingent, we'll get into that in a second, did not have a very strong showing. You know, it's funny. I wanted to ask you, Roy, as an Argentine fan, what's your take on Lautaro Martinez? He seems to always play excellent for Inter, and then for Argentina, it's always like a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Always have a place for him in my heart because of the World Cup, but I don't think he's the answer for Argentina. I think he's the kind of guy that's going to be a club man. He's going to be a club man for his career. He's going to do some good things for Argentina, but I don't know if he's our long-term answer.
Yeah, I think the answer wears light blue and plays for Man City. That's the answer. I think he's the one.
I think so too. Yeah, he's something special, man. He is very, very special. Yeah. Lautaro, not so much.
But for Inter, he's always been a stalwart. He had an excellent game over the weekend. Fantastic. The whole team did. Inter was fantastic.
Marcus Thuram was incredible. I mean, that goal was incredible. He looks better than his father. I'm saying it now. He's already better than his father. He's an incredible player.
We saw glimpses of it in that period when he came in the World Cup final. Like he's a beast, and the whole of Inter was a beast. Okay, so let's get straight into our on-off topic of the day. We're gonna focus on our guy. Yunus Musa didn't have a significant amount of minutes, so nothing really to talk about him. But let's talk about our boy Christian Pulisic, because he shows up in the first couple games for Milan. Now they play their toughest opponent yet, and he's subbed off after 50 and change minutes.
Yeah.
So is this a pressure thing? So I'm going to go straight to you guys. Can Pulisic perform under pressure? Is that what's going on with Christian Pulisic?
Of course he can perform under pressure. Of course he has done it for the US. That's not what this is. This is a player who, in this game, the entire team was outmatched physically. They looked immature as a team. I thought Inter was a smarter, more effective team. And even Rafael Leao, who scores the goal to bring them back, I thought every time he got into good positions, he did this weird thing where he'd cut back and try this looping ball to the back post, and it overshot everyone. So I don't think this was on Christian Pulisic. I think this was on a team performance that wasn't very good. I'm hearing that maybe Puli might not start the Champions League game against Newcastle, which is terrible news because Chukwueze, if I'm saying his name correctly, he's an excellent player. The problem with Puli is that he's not. It's tough for him to impact a game on his own, right? And in this game, I thought the team wasn't set up to perform against a very physical Inter team. They were just a better team. This is not on Puli.
Okay.
I'm offside on this. This is a rash sort of judgment to make at this point in the season. The team was terrible.
Okay. Roy.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't know who Pulisic is, man. This guy, he could be electric or he could be horrific. And it's more often horrific. I know this season he's been electric more often than horrific, but in his career, I think he's been horrific more often than electric. And that is so disappointing. We live for these short spurts of 3-4 weeks or one game sometimes where he is just fantastic, where he's a phenomenal player. And that's what we remember. And that's what we dream for. And that's what we hope for. And then he disappears for weeks and months at a time, and sometimes a season at a time. And it gave me really, really bad feelings after seeing him play that game against Inter Milan, because that is what we saw at Chelsea for the most part. That is what we saw Pulisic as a lot in the past 2 years for the U.S. men's national team. Again, we had moments. He was mostly good in the World Cup. He was mostly the best player for the US. But in general, in his career, especially the last couple of years for club and country, he has played this kind of game where he disappears completely. He loses the ball face in the field.
So are you offside on this? Are you onside on this? Is it the pressure or is it just him as a nature?
I think
his nature.
I don't know if it's related to pressure. He played well enough against England. He's
you
played well
you gotta make
against
a call,
Real Madrid in Champions League. So I don't think pressure is the issue. I think it's just him as a player. He's inconsistent. He disappears, and that's Pulisic. That's what we have to live
I don't think it's inconsistency, honestly. I think he loses the ball a lot. He's always been that kind of player, right? He's not particularly tidy on the ball. And my question is, are we expecting too much of Puli, right? That's the way he plays, and he's a bit sloppy in possession, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, so it leads to inconsistency. Is that just the nature of the player he is my question.
Yeah, but it's full matches, Rocky. It's not that he's inconsistent for 10 minutes and then, all right, he picked it up for 30, or he was inconsistent in the first half, he's excellent the second. It's the whole match. He is just
he won some set pieces, he won some free kicks, he gets fouled, he does that
but it's not enough, man. It's not enough.
All right, so Roy, you're offside. You're offside on the fact that he can't perform under pressure.
Pressure is the wrong word.
Yeah,
that's why I'm offside.
So I am also offside on this. I agree with you guys both. But one thing I think, and we're going to cover this as the season goes on, I think this is a really important season for all the U.S. players because I was very big on them. You know, Rahi was very big on them. Roy was fairly big on these players as well. I'm starting to question this, honestly. Yeah. I'm thinking, like, are these players just not as good as we thought they were? Yes, they were better than the previous crop of American players, but a game like this, I get it. You know, Milan was not good in any facet of the game. Their defense was horrible. But I thought Christian Pulisic was especially ineffective in this game, so much so that the coach, he was the first one to be taken off, essentially.
He was the worst attacking player.
Yeah.
I thought he was the worst attacking player on the field.
Yeah. So this is something we all need to move forward, all of us American fans, as we're moving forward. You know, maybe we can all drown our sorrows with messy pizza, guys. You know, so
that is not a way to drown your sorrows. Eating messy pizza is only going to add to your misery because that looked horrendous.
No, it's a good pizza.
My goodness.
All right,
How is that
tune in next time when we talk about messy pizza.
But
messy pizza was more ineffective. Would be more ineffective as a
popular in
Argentina
than popular in Argentina. Just your American taste wouldn't be able to handle it.
It goes all with mate.
Since Roy is such a global citizen here. But anyhow, for those of you who are Italians who live in Milan, congratulations to the blue part of that city. And for all the newfound American fans who are AC Milan fans, just pretend you didn't see that game. So
sad times.
We will finish here. Hopefully, more to come from the American contingent on AC Milan. Champions League coming up tomorrow. Everyone tune in for that. Keep watching the beautiful game. Forza Inter.
Super sub
Should we just become Inter fans or something, or what, guys? What do you think?
I don't know.